Om Apyayantu Mamangani Vak Pranaschakshu Shrotramatho Balamendriyani Cha Sarvani Sarvam Brahmopanishadam Maham Brahma Nirakuryam Mama Brahma Nirakarut Anirakaranamastu Anirakaranam mestu Tadatmani nirate ya Upanishadsu dharmaste mai santu te mai santu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. May all my limbs attain strength. May the body, the mind, all the sensory and motor organs and the life force become powerful and efficient. All is verily the one without second, full of consciousness and bliss, all pervading existence itself, called Brahman in the Upanishads. May I never deny this truth of oneness. May this truth of Brahman never reject me either. May all the spiritual qualities mentioned by the scriptures as necessary to experience this ultimate truth be with me. Om. Peace, peace, peace. Let us try to feel this truth of oneness. Because of identification with the shape, that is, of body, we are not able to see the truth of oneness. The scriptures describe the body as like a dress, an attire, and it can be removed. It changes also all the time. Let us affirm this truth that I am not body, just as we know that we are not the shirt or the jacket that we have put on. Therefore we can put it on and take it off. So also let us hold on to this truth that I am not body. It can be taken off. In fact, when we go to deep sleep, we take off the body. As we take off the body, put it on hanger, just like our dress is put on hanger. Freed from this heavy burden of body, we can see that we are never born. The body got born. We never die. The body from birth to death keeps on changing and dies. Not me. I have no gender, no sexuality. I am neither rich nor poor. I am everywhere. I have no desires because I am everything. Thus I am full of bliss. I am peace itself. All the ideas of friend and foe, attraction and repulsion, are gone. Now holding on to this truth, let me put on my body again, knowing that I am not that. I put it on and take it off as needed. Om, peace, peace, peace. So, dear friends, we will be beginning a new chapter in this 185th class on Srimad Bhagavatam, a great scripture which brings the highest truths through very interesting, attractive stories. The stories form, as it were, an invitation because we all like to listen to stories. They nice novels and all. Who reads philosophies, so very difficult and boring. But the story books are liked by all, right from children to the very old people. So the sages also do the same, uh, take up the same means, tell the highest truth, quoted or encapsulated in the stories. So the stories, they go in like the bitter medicine given in a capsule. The capsule doesn't taste bitter, so we can easily put it in. It goes, it dissolves, the medicine comes out and does the proper curative action. So this is the same idea. Story becomes a capsule and the highest truths are inserted in that. Now for story we take it in, and then while the story goes away and the curative power of the medicine, it remains with us. This story of churning of the ocean, it was so interesting right from the childhood. I remember my grandmother telling, and it was so interesting. Myself and many other children from that neighborhood, we would get glued. She had tremendous knack of storytelling. So we would hear with great amazement. Very interesting. This story of churning of the ocean. So it actually is allegory of uh, churning the mind. Ocean is the actually mind. We have to, because the deepest truths are hidden in our mind. By churning the mind, those truths, they come out. But we will begin with the beginning, that is the opening prayers. Please recite as loudly as you can. You have been hearing this for now 185th class, so you shall be able to chant it very loudly. Let your voice reach downtown. जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थेष्वभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकम् सत्यं परं धीमहि. That from whom creation, sustenance and dissolution of the universe take place, who is both the instrumental and material cause of it, who is omniscient, is the only one having self-mastery, being the one independent entity, who illumined the mind of Brahma with the Vedic revelation, whose wisdom is the wonder of even the greatest sages, in whom the world of the three gunas subsist, Just as the combination of materials like fire, water, and earth subsist in their causes without changing their elemental nature, in whose consciousness there is nothing false, on that truth supreme we meditate. This is the all encompassing truth, the supreme truth, of which all the relative truths are temporary shifting expressions. So it is the shift, relative truths shift. Even in science, we see that what appears to be true today gets negated by the coming research. Oh, that was wrong. We had earlier, our understanding was not clear. Later on, it becomes clear. Very often, especially in sciences which are very empirical, we see this very clearly, that how, for example, the uh, various reasons given for the corona recently, uh, gradually they all were shown to be not really the reasons, but they were projected as if they are like that. It is, uh, therefore, these are all relative truths. For some time, they are true. Like if you are asked, is it cold or warm? Well, for now, you will say it is very cold. We need to put on the heat. But in the month of July, you won't say that. The cold is different. Again, we had some devotees from Argentina till yesterday, and for them, if they imagine Argentina, it is very hot there right now. Come July, and it will be quite cold. So these are all relative truths, depending on the context. But they are all changing expressions, temporary transient expressions of the supreme truth that is God. So, and that God, as told in Vedanta, is our very self. That God is very close to us as our very self. So, therefore, God in Vedanta is called Paramatman, the Supreme Self, that is the God, the divine person, and that God manifests in various ways. So, let us begin this story. We just had concluded the wonderful story of the big, huge elephant getting rescued from the grip of a crocodile. Of course, it is again a wonderful allegory where the elephant is the ego, the big ego. I can do, I can do, I can do, all that. But then soon the circumstances, they grab that ego. Hey, what can you do? You say you can do this and this and this. Something little happens, and as Holy Mother used to say, a little screw in the brain gets a little twisted by whatever reason, and all your limbs become motionless. Your all thinking goes away. So what can you do? So one gets in the grip of such situations, and then we realize how powerless we are. And as the ego is bursting up, we feel, yes, I can do everything. I have all the power, I don't care anybody. But then the circumstances grab you. Eh? Are you all powerful? Can you do everything? Eh? You cannot get even the minor things done. It is, therefore, this ego is actually the biggest, or rather the only obstacle in realizing the truth. The ego blocks, as it were, the path to truth. And so now, when subdued, that elephant could see the Lord and merges with God. After that story, there was the hint already given about the churning of the ocean. And now the king, Parikshit, that is, the whole Bhagavat has many editions. Editions means within the Bhagavat there are stories within stories. Different people are narrating this Bhagavatam. So this is the King Parikshit is facing death, imminent death, and he is not afraid of that death, but he wants to spend every moment that time he has, a week's time, a week long time, he did not want to do anything but to concentrate and listen to the great sport of God appearing in all these forms. So, and then this Shuka is telling Parikshit all this story, but we don't get it directly from that. There were many other saintly people who had assembled to listen to this conversation, and one of them was Suta. And we get all this from Suta. Suta is narrating. So this King Parikshit asked that it is that how explain the details of the well-known story of this churning of the ocean. So, in introduction, Shuka was telling about the various ages. It is the time cycles are there. The creation, as it were, is happening with different cycles. With creation, there is the destruction, again creation. Holy Mother told that it is like there is the it is actually Sri Ramakrishna told that it is the seeds remain. The old grandmother has a small pouch, and in that she keeps all the seeds. Now these seeds are there. When these seeds are planted, they again, that creation as it were springs up. So there are different cycles and different lords of those cycles. They are called manus. And therefore that cycle gets called as manvantara, a particular manvantara. So in each manvantara, there are again the sub-cycles, or the smaller that worlds coming up and dying. So there are then again these years and months and weeks and all that. So, and all that is again considered the age of one Brahma. Brahma is the one who creates that whole thing. And so it is many billions of years, that forms the day of Brahma, as it were. So it is, I told you that funny story. Somebody, Brahma, got pleased with that fellow and said, well, ask what you want. Now this fellow wanted to be too smart. So said to Brahma, oh, what can I ask? Give me just your 1 penny. And now Brahma's 1 penny would be very big money. So, but he said, just your 1 penny. And Brahma also outsmarted him, saying, oh, just wait my 1 minute. That would be now hundreds of thousands of years. So therefore, it's a huge span of time that we cannot imagine. So it is, these are all, mind gets a little dizzy while thinking of that. Even in our this astrophysics, astronomy, when you see, oh, that star is 728 billion light years away. No, we don't have that time scale of 27 billion light years, and that is this. It is the distance that is measured. The light traveling for so many billion years. Oh, then you read something that it is, oh, that is very other star. This was 527 billion light years away. This is 526 billion light years away. So must be quite close. Yeah, only 1 billion light years away. So these are the all relative scales. So, this relative scale is being spoken of there, that he says that uh, once what happened there was that uh, the Indra, the head, I am skipping many of those details about different ages and all that, and come to the main story. The Indra, the chief of the angels, what is called Devas, now he is very powerful, but what the there is the desire for lot of enjoyments and comforts. These devas, they are always looking for more comforts, more luxuries, and all that. Now, what happens with these luxuries? It dulls the mind, dulls the body, and thus you become weak. It is, you forget that you have to really cultivate your energies, your powers have to be kept at their peak. So, but since when you get comfort, you feel like, okay, now I have enough power, let me eat, drink, and lie down. So you lie down like that, and thus gradually you lose the strength. And then the demons are waiting for that moment. They overpower. This is the story of how one becomes weak uh, through this not properly introspecting and yielding to the luxuries and lose the capabilities, and thus the demons they attacked. These are actually, as we know, representations of our good tendencies. We have good tendencies for sure, but they are not always strong. One young man texted me. He was here for a few days, and said that while I was here, I was feeling so good. All my feelings were such noble and nice. My life was felt so well disciplined. And I am afraid that after I go from here, uh, my other life may not overpower me. Yeah, what happens is you gain strength. That is the reflection of the holy company that one enjoys. But it should not go away. You take it with you. That like all the groceries you buy from the store, you take that with you. Use that. So, all that one gets in the holy company should be carried and used every moment. So, this is what one lacks. And then the evil tendencies, they are just waiting in the wings. At some time, one feels, oh, they have vanished. And this is the evil tendencies, they spoke like that, you know. Ah, so they immediately pounce on us, saying that, look, we are still there. So the devas, these good tendencies, and Indra is their chief, they got overpowered by demons, and then all the angels, they became very weak, overpowered subsequently by the demons. And then you feel suffocation, you feel you are gone. All that you had is snatched away from you by the demons. Now, what to do? And then now you feel like approaching. Ah, go for help. Do not hold on to your ego. On the 31st December, uh, we, after the class, we had the singing of Auld Lang Syne and distributed the fortune cookies. That, you know, fortune cookies? Huh? John, you know fortune cookies? So fortune cookies, and everybody got their fortune. What I got was, uh, uh, go to professional help if you have mental problem. So that is that message I got. So it is, go to professional help. So when you feel you have to go to, and you don't hesitate, let your ego not obstruct you. Why people don't go to get the professional help is because they feel, I am good, the others need help, not me, you know. It is like our Naomi, she told a nice story that one lady went to psychiatrist saying that, oh, my husband needs your help. Uh, what is the problem? No, he thinks that he is a chicken. Oh, very serious. Since how long has this been? About 4 years. And why did you not come earlier? You know, doctor, earlier we needed eggs. Now imagine, you know, earlier we needed eggs. Now who needs help, you can see. So, but that is how we feel, that the other person needs help. I am fine. So, this is the ego, that we do not seek help. But that ego, when gets blows, feels, oh, now I must get some guidance, some help. So they approached Brahma. And then the Brahma said, oh, well, we have to go now to the Supreme Lord, and let us go there with humility. that please help us out. Uh, I cannot directly help you, but let us go to God. In that particular age, Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Being, Vishnu means Vishli Vyaptatvad iti Vishnu, means the all-pervading being, all-pervading reality is called Vishnu. So that is how the etymology of this Sanskrit word Vishnu is, that all-pervading. Now he had assumed the name Ajita during that particular age, Ajita. Ajita means unconquered. That Jita means conquered. Ajita means nothing can conquer that. The demons can conquer devas, but cannot conquer the Supreme Being, because the Supreme Being is inside them also. It is like one wave can overpower another wave on the ocean. So many waves are rising and falling. One wave can overpower and absorb another wave, but no wave can absorb the whole ocean. So, because the ocean is in each and every wave, so that is why the God is unconquered. That is another name, Ajita. Ajita means that which can never be conquered. So, in principle, that is impossible. So, they went to this God, approached the Lord, and then started praying. This prayer, again, it is a twofold prayer. I will shorten it for the purpose of our class, but it is very good prayer. That it begins like this, that the Brahma started praying. All other devas were also standing there with folded hands in front of this divine. The divine at that time didn't have any particular form, a formless divine, and that divine is being prayed. Highest and most adorable being, the one without a beginning or an end, the undecaying, the absolute truth, the one beyond words and thought, and therefore beyond argument as well, the one faster than the mind, and the partless, and the resident in the recess of all hearts. These are all Upanishadic statements mentioned here, that it is we take refuge in Him who is the witness of the pranas, a mind, intellect, and eye sense. This is in Vedanta called the Antakarana Chatushtaya, the four functions of the inner organ. The terminology is very nice. In English language, we don't have exactly the matching terminology. That it is Karana, the word Karana means instruments. So our sensory organs, they are called Karana. That for example, our eyes, ears, nose, they are uh, these instruments for input, getting inputs. And then there are the output devices, like our legs, hands, the speech, and so forth. These are the output devices. This is our one aspect of our personality. Then the inner, the uh, that mind, or the programming that goes on. It's called, therefore, it is also an instrument, but a little hidden instrument. That is why it has a beautiful Sanskrit name, Antahkarana. the instrument that is hidden. Hidden means not that you have to cut the body and you will find something like antakaran. Uh, they just to give you an analogy that it is the what the organs are which are instituted in body, they are the hardwares, and this antakaran is the software. So software is kind of hidden. That long ago, when I first saw that computer was installed in our office in 1991, and the uh, engineer lady who had come to put it, I asked her, hey, can you tell me what the difference between hardware and software? What is it? I hear these words, but I don't have an inkling what it is. For me, hardware means this building material and some such things, the tools that you buy, that is hardware. And software, what it is, I have no idea whatever. So she very nicely told me in very few words. I can't forget, that very good way of teaching. She said, whatever you can touch, whatever you can see, whatever you can handle, whatever has weight and mass, all that is hardware. Okay, and what is software? You can never see it, you can never touch it, but it is that which makes this hardware function. That is the software. So, that is the meaning of hidden. Just as by breaking the hardware to pieces, you cannot say, hey, this is the software I found. That cannot be done. But you know that makes the hardware run. So this is the uh, antakarana, that there are four aspects of it, just like our computer softwares have these four aspects. What one is to seek all the inputs, collect the input. Mm, that input devices are used for collecting the information. That is called manas, and sometimes loosely in English it gets translated as mind. Then you have to determine the looking at all the inputs, various inputs are there. You have to determine what is the right one. That is called buddhi, the power of discernment. That power of discernment is very, very important, without which we become a heap of burdensome information. Uh, this power of discernment, buddhi, to properly sift through the information and see what is right, what is not right, what is useful, what is not useful. It is in modern times we see it is all information explosion. Everybody is being filled with huge amount of information with which they don't know what to do. All this information is therefore subjected, must be subjected to search. Is it right? Is it useful? Is it worth keeping? And otherwise you have the delete buttons, delete that fast. So this is another function called discernment or buddhi. That then there is the third one, that is the memory, chitta. In Sanskrit it is called in chitta. Chitta is the storehouse, that all the memory, it is like both these memories are combined there. These readers of the those who have knowledge of computers, they know there are two types of memories. One is immediately available, called random available memory, RAM. And there is one that is a deeper stored house called hard disk or whatever. It is. So that is another, that is not available so fast. So it is that which is randomly available, quickly available, that is one level. And that which is stored deeply, that is a different thing. So, like your household things, you have many things. You don't require all of them, all the pots and pans, you don't require all the time. So, whatever you require at that moment, you keep them available right close by. And others are put somewhere in the attic or in the basement and storage somewhere. So, when needed, you can get them. So, this chitta includes both of them. Then the fourth aspect of this inner instrument is the sense of I, ego. That has to accompany everything. Uh, so these four functions are called Antakaran Chatushtaya. And Lord, God is the inside them also. Not only God is in all the gross things, He is also in all the subtle things. All are pervaded by you, O Lord. That is the praise that is being given. It is so. His inherent power, Yoga Maya, has infatuated all beings. This is a very often understood, that it is how we get deluded, there is no reason. See, Yoga Maya, or sometimes just called Maya, is a statement of fact. It is not a theory, it is not an explanation. Therefore, you cannot ask the question why, how, who, when, because there is only answer is, well, we don't know. That is the most honest answer. That we do not know. Not only we do not know, we cannot know. Asking the question itself is contradictory. This is a statement of fact. How the one appears as many. This is a fact that we all experience. But how, when, by whom this one became many, nobody knows. We cannot know. We cannot even ask the question logically. The Vedantists say that, well, first ask the question logically, then we will try to answer you logically. And one will find that it is impossible even to ask the question logically. So, anyway, so this is called the Yoga Maya, that it is, and it has infatuated all beings. It is, that is the infatuation, attractions, repulsions, and getting, oh, I want this, and you get so enamored with this understanding, I must have this, and then the life will be so good. I must have, some Indians, like they feel, I must have green card, and then the life will be all sweet and honey. Look at the lives of so many people who have American citizenship and all that. Are their life happy? Not at all, it is, but that is how we get enamored. Let me have this person in my life, and the life will be all sweet and honey. That is stupidity to think like that. It is against the very nature of the things. But that is the meaning of infatuation. Uh, when one is infatuated, is not able to do any reasoning, is not able to understand anything. Just the whole being has become, fully focused on some that one pursuit of some sense object. thinking that that is going to make me happy. So this is the Yoga Maya, and that is the Lord's Maya. So Lord, therefore, can take it away. That is, that is why the prayer. There is this prayer has a psychology, very interesting psychology of prayer. Why these gods, they, Indra and all, did not go for pray when we are comfortable, everything is going on like what I want, things are happening as per my desire, I feel very powerful, no prayer comes up. When the blows come, when we what we want we are not able to get, and we suffer, then the prayer comes. It's for, getting out of this problem. When we are facing problems, then to get out of those problems, we go for prayer because we don't have any means to get over it. Some problems we feel that we can get over, yes, that we don't have to pray for those. But then when on all sides you are, surrounded by dark clouds, no way seen, now comes the prayer automatically. The prayer then becomes a real prayer, not a formal prayer, but a real prayer comes out. Oh, oh, save me. One of our devotees, he was once saying, whom to pray? What to pray? We are divine, that is what Vedanta says. Whom to pray? And I knew one incident in his life, that when he used to be in Greece and there was an earthquake and he got terribly trapped inside. I reminded him of that. At that time, did the prayer come to your mind or not? And he became silent and nodded the head. Yeah. Uh, on some such occasions, when you want something, the psychology is such, you want something, intensely want, and you are powerless to get it. It depends on somebody else. If that person gives, then only I can get it. Now the prayer to that person, that is an automatic prayer. Please, please, please do this for me. Otherwise the prayer does not come. If you have, hey, I can do it. Okay, you don't need to pray to anybody for that. If you cannot do it when that feeling comes, no, I cannot manage that, then the prayer comes. So here the prayer has sprung up like that, and then it is shown that the Lord then appears, and then the prayer again is done by Brahma, second prayer, telling the details. And the Lord tells them that, okay, that it is, I get your point, but you have to, I can help you, but although I have all the power to defeat the demons, I want you to follow a strategy. That it is now, why? Because Lord wants us to work out, to purify the mind. In Vedanta, you see that work is very necessary, hard work, because that helps to rub the ego out and purify the mind. As Shankaracharya tells it in Viveka Chudamani, a great treatise, that Chittasya Shuddhaye Karma. The work is for what? For purification of the mind. And that we do not realize that potential of work. Work purifies the worker if done properly. That is, if you look at, Swami Vivekananda's that great, small but great treatise, Karma Yoga, you can see this, that in Karma Yoga, the very purpose of work is to purify oneself so that the divine within will start getting expressed. So, karma is as yoga is to be done, and Lord said that, hey, now while I can do anything, everything, but no, I want you to go through this process. And the first step for uh, curbing the ego is go to the demons. Make a kind of treaty with them, make them now friends. You treat them enemies, and they have now overpowered you. So have a friendship treaty there. Once you have that, then together with them, you have to uh, churn the ocean. So, this churning of the ocean that happens there, that there is the God said, okay, what you have to do, that slide we had seen earlier, that is the Lord takes the form of a turtle, huge turtle, and on that turtle, uh, supported by the turtle, is the huge mountain. Many say that is the mountain Himalaya. That is they called here Mount Meru. So this Mount Meru would become the churning rod, to churn the whole ocean. Your small churning thing that you use in a cup to say churn some juice or whatever, that will not be sufficient. So the whole this big mount has to be kept on that. Lord said, okay, I will help you to get it done. And then one of these mm, great, these devas was a big snake, Vasuki. That Vasuki, long, long, long snake. So that snake would be the rope with which the churning would be done. And as this churning of the ocean of the mind happens, see, our mind has so many hidden things, many wonderful good things, and many terrible, terrible vices. All are where? In this ocean of mind. This is the processes of introspection. Look into it. It is very difficult because we are always looking outside for the answers, while the answers are hidden within our minds. Do you agree, Ananya? Where are the answers? In the mind. So, looking outside for solution will not help. One has to learn to be introspective. That is the great spiritual lesson. Learn to introspect. Where you will find the solution, where you will find also what mistakes we have been doing. Otherwise, the easiest thing is easiest and useless. to blame somebody else. It is because of you this is happening. It is easy because then the blame is shifted elsewhere, and useless because you cannot correct other person. Can you correct yourself? No? One girl many years ago, and I still tell that story because so interesting. She got married and was very happy that, oh, such a, my husband and myself, we have very good agreements, that we always decided to do things together, and I said, please bless me and all that. I sent, oh, very good, and all blessings be with you. After about a month or so, she sends another email. Hmm. Can you tell me how can I change the mind of my husband? What a difficult job. I ask, can you change your mind? Even changing your own mind is not easy or impossible. You want to change the mind of somebody else. It is so difficult, impossible. And so, therefore, it is useless. Even if you blame on another person, you cannot change another person. Change yourself. So that is the meaning of introspection. So we shall continue this further discussion about it uh, in our next Friday class. Let us conclude with these prayers. This is the opening prayer was the first verse of Bhagavatam. This is the third verse of Bhagavatam. निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुर्हो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः. O devotees, quaff to intoxication this nectar of the fruit of the tree of Vedas, flowing from the mouth of the great sage Shuka and mixed with the ambrosia from his words. Anybody has any question? Okay, no question here today. Any question up there on the web?
Yes.
Okay, please read out.
Two-part question from Rekha Janarthanan.
Oh, okay. Namaskar, Rekha, please.
Okay. What does it mean to be friends with demons?
Very good
And then the
question.
second part is, if I consider finding fault with others or watching certain movies as demonic, should I not stop these habits?
Should I what?
If I consider finding fault with others or watching certain movies as demonic, should I not stop these habits?
Okay, so let us go for the first part of the question. Why should we become friends with demons? Because they have already entered us. It is therefore a strategy to throw them out. In our relative life, we have to have a proper technique and strategy to do everything. It is not just whatever we do doesn't work. Like if there is that you have to put a screw, a bruise, like you have to do join things with screw. So if you just press it, it will not go. You have to drill it in, then it will be fixed. So there is a technique in everything. So these demons, they have come into us. Now, to get entangled or get hold of them, so that they start trusting you. They become, one with you. And then you will be able to discard them, throw them. It is uh, in medical world, this is used as a wonderful strategy, that uh, they they give, if your stomach has, the evacuation is not happening, digestion is not proper, the stomach is, that, so they give you liquid paraffin to flush everything out. Take liquid paraffin. Now what happens? The paraffin makes that all that stuff go out from the intestines. It is thrown out, and then the paraffin, it also goes out. Its job is done, so it also goes out. It is not something that gets absorbed through the intestines, so that also goes out. So this is how you know that you apply a strategy. Get hold of the demons, and for getting hold of them, become friends with them, and thus discard them. Also, that reduces your ego, uh, that I have to become friends with them. So, this is the need for becoming friends. The other thing, yes, if it is, don't blame your friends for going to do all those things that you didn't want to do. Just don't do them. But then they will become displeased with me. Let them become. In the world, you cannot make everybody happy, everybody pleased with you. And even if you try, you will see those whom you tried to please, they become most displeased with you. That is the nature of this world. And very interesting. It is, therefore, don't yield to that. It is easy not to get into that. If you find it helpful not to join them, don't join them. Yeah. Yeah. It is, so therefore that is exactly, make friends with fault finding. As Holy Mother said, try to find faults of your own. Instead of finding faults of others, try to find, there are plenty things of faults that you can find, and since they are your faults, you have uh, the will power to correct them. You have better chance of correcting your own faults than the faults of somebody else. Hmm. Yeah. So you become friends with fault finding. There are many areas where you have to find faults. Like if a doctor is diagnosing, what suppose Tilak is diagnosing somebody, then has to find fault, hey, you have this problem. It is their introspection is not necessary. Tilak will not see what faults I have got. As a doctor, you have to see the faults of others. That fault finding is very good. If somebody is, and a professor grading the students, now, no, I will not find anybody's fault. Will give everybody A plus, meaningless. So it is there, the fault finding has to be taken recourse to. And the most difficult and spiritually important thing there is that, see how you can correct yourself, how many mistakes you made. Just think about that, and there a correction can be applied which will be helpful. So that is how the correcting oneself, that fault finding is good. So become friends with that fault finding, use it in the right way. Okay then. Any other question?
Yes. Question from Chin Ju.
Oh,
Chinju.
Shenzhen.
Chinju.
Huh? Shenzhou. Okay, please.
How do I deal with guilt, pride, and shame that surfaces during introspection?
Oh, yes, that is a very common thing, you know. A big common psychological problem is the feeling of guilt. We hold on to, oh, I did this bad, this thing, I made such a big blunder there. Now, do not hold on to this but counter it by, okay, I understood what I did, I should not repeat it. There is a very wrong tendency that let me just go back and erase it. No, the past cannot be recreated like that. You have to see that, learn the lesson from it, that okay, this was not the right thing to do, and now therefore let me not do it again. That is how the right approach should be about it. Everybody makes mistakes, you know. It is, I like that statement. If somebody is there who has made no mistakes, then that is the mistake that that person has made. Because it is through mistakes that we learn. Otherwise, we cannot learn. So, making mistakes, yeah, okay, don't make it deliberately. Deliberately, then it is not a mistake, it is a crime. So, it is mistakes happen, and so learn from them. You can learn from mistakes. That is how it should be treated. Okay, so let us conclude with the this bhajan. मुकुंद माधव गोविंद बोल, केशव माधव हरि हरि बोल। मुकुंद माधव गोविंद बोल, केशव माधव हरि हरि बोल। हरि हरि बोल, हरि हरि बोल, हरि हरि बोल, हरि हरि बोल। कृष्ण कृष्ण बोल, कृष्ण कृष्ण बोल, कृष्ण कृष्ण बोल, कृष्ण कृष्ण बोल। मुकुंद माधव गोविंद बोल, केशव माधव हरि हरि बोल।